Hi everyone, my name is Igor, and in this video I'm gonna show you how to create and launch a professionally looking e-commerce website using the Wix platform in just 20 minutes, even if you're a complete beginner in that field. This video is sponsored by Wix, and many thanks to them for that. You can find the link to get started with Wix in the description down below. I really like their platform because it successfully combines an intuitive and convenient drag-and-drop visual editor with all the necessary e-commerce features, so you don't need to have any knowledge in web design or coding to build a beautiful, modern and fully functional online store. Also, I clearly understand how important it is for every business owner to start selling their products as soon as possible. Therefore, in this video I'm not gonna burden you with unnecessary information or features not related to e-commerce website creation. Instead, we will focus on such things as fast page customization, adding and importing products, setting up shipment and payment options, SEO and so on. Also, I can't help but mention that if you're interested in website building and online marketing, don't wait until the end of the video. Hit the subscribe button right now to make sure you don't miss any of my new videos that will help you to succeed online. And if you have any problems recognizing my speech, please feel free to turn on the closed captions I've added to this video. Without further ado, let's begin. First of all, we're gonna go over to the Wix official website and create an account. You can do that by following the link in the description down below or in the comments section. In case if you already have an account, then you can skip this part of the video and jump to the next one by using timestamps. After you enter the site, press the Get Started button. You can sign up with a Facebook or Google account or use your email, it's up to you. Then you will be taken to the dashboard where you can manage all the sites you've created as well as create new ones. To start building your first website, press the appropriate button in the right top corner. In the next step, you will be asked about which platform you would like to use, the classic Wix editor or Editor X. Since Editor X is intended rather for professional web designers, we're gonna go with the first option. In the next step, you will be prompted to indicate the main goal of your website. It's not so important because your choice only affects the basic template that Wix will offer you. However, to make the customization process faster and easier for us, it makes sense to choose the most accurate option. In our case, it's gonna be the online store. Then we have two options: let the Wix ADI automatically generate a website for us, or create a website with the Wix editor. In this tutorial we're gonna use the Wix editor, because it gives more room for creativity, and also I want to make you understand how everything works here, so that you will be able to change any elements of your website by yourself. In the next step, Wix offers us to pick a template. There are a bunch of ready-made and professional looking website templates for any purpose. As you can see, they all categorized, so you can navigate these categories to find a template to your liking. Also, while picking a template, you can take a look at how it looks like on a demo website. To do so, simply press the View button. Like I said, to launch the store as soon as possible, it makes sense to choose the template that perfectly matches your goal. For the purpose of this video, I'm gonna create an online clothing store, so it looks like the very first template works great for me. Press the Edit button over the template you've chosen, and then you will be taken to the Wix website editor. The very first thing we're gonna do is to upgrade to a premium plan. Don't get me wrong, Wix allows you to create websites on a free plan as well. However, if you want to remove Wix brand ads, become able to accept payments, connect a custom domain and analytics, or simply speaking launch a full-fledged store, you have to upgrade to one of the premium plans. Actually, you can upgrade the plan at any stage of this tutorial, or even after watching it. But it makes sense to do so at the very beginning, because in the second part of this video I'm gonna show you how to set up all the e-commerce features, and you will not be able to repeat some of my actions on a free plan. Anyway, you can upgrade by following the appropriate link at the top bar. But before that, Wix wants us to save the website, so that we don't lose any changes and can access it at any time. After the site has been saved, you can go over to a plan comparison page and decide which one suits you. Actually, they mostly differ by the amount of free storage space and some other small things, so as for me, I would choose the Business Unlimited plan, but it's up to you. Once you've selected the plan, you have to decide which billing cycle you prefer. I recommend making your choice at the annual plan, since it's the most profitable option. After upgrading the plan, we are ready to start editing the site. First of all, I want you to understand that the homepage, like any other page in the Wix website editor, basically consists of three parts: header, content and footer. The header is the very first block on the page, and it stays consistent for the whole website, which means if you change anything inside it, the changes will appear on every page. The header usually contains such things as a logo, navigation menu, social buttons, contact information, login bar, card icon, and so on. After the header goes the content of the page. It's individual for every single page and separated by stripes, which are essentially the content blocks from that the page consists of. For example, this is the stripe with some kind of welcome message. Then goes the stripe with the best-selling products. After that goes the stripe which presents some single products, and so on. If you want to reorder, duplicate or delete a stripe, you can do that from the context menu that appears after right-clicking on it. However, I do recommend you to use the zoom out mode for such purposes. You can go over to it by clicking the button in the upper right corner. This mode allows you to take a better look at your page and easily reorder your stripes, duplicate or delete them. Also, you can change the height of any stripe by dragging its edges. And again, it's much more convenient to do specifically in the zoom out mode. Okay, let's get back for now and continue. After the last stripe of content, there is a footer, which like the header, is constant for the entire site. It usually contains an additional navigation menu, links to the pages with legal information, social buttons and so on. After we figured that out, we are ready to start editing the page. Let's start with the header. Like I said, it contains a couple of elements, so it's a great chance for us to realize how we can interact with them. The Wix platform has a drag and drop editor, which means you are free to move, stretch or delete any element on the page. However, you should bear in mind that if you want an element to properly display on smartphones and small screens, it mustn't be placed out of the edges of these vertical grid lines. Also, if you click on any element, you will see a control panel, where you can customize some things related to the design or content of the element, add animation or a link to it, and so on. Despite each type of element has its own individual set of options, all of them are pretty similar and clear, so I'm sure you will not face any problems while changing them. Besides, right-clicking on an element brings up a context menu where you can perform such actions as deleting, duplicating, arranging, and so on. After we figured out how to properly interact with elements on the page, I think it's a good time to show how we can add new elements and stripes. To do that, click on the plus button on the control panel on the left sidebar. As you can see, there are a lot of ready-made stripes among which you can choose from, and even more single elements such as text, images, buttons, photo galleries, contact forms, and so on. To add a new element to the page, just click on it. Another crucial thing that you have always bear in mind while editing the page is its responsiveness. The thing is, PC monitors and smartphone screens obviously have a different size and dimension, which means some of the elements on the page that you can see on your monitor couldn't be displayed on mobile devices. You can switch between the desktop and mobile versions of your website by clicking the appropriate buttons here. All the default templates in the Wix website editor are responsive by default, so if you haven't changed the template drastically, there is almost no chance that something displays incorrectly. However, it's a good practice to check the mobile version each time you add new stripes, or at least before publishing the site, to make sure that all is okay. You should also keep in mind that the changes you make on the desktop version will be displayed on the mobile version as well, but not vice versa. For example, if I move the logo on the mobile version, nothing will change on the desktop. So, I do recommend you consider this fact when editing the site, to avoid any unpleasant surprises in the future. Another important thing you need to know is how to navigate through the pages of your website, manage them, as well as add new ones. First of all, you can quickly jump over the pages by using this drop-down menu on the top bar. However, most of the actions related to their management could be performed only on the appropriate tab. As you can see, there is a 3 dots icon button next to each of the pages, by clicking on which you can rename a page, delete it, as well as change some of its settings like layout, permissions, SEO, and so on. I also would like to point out the fact that Wix provides users the ability to edit the category pages, overall product page, and even the cart page, just like the regular ones, which is quite convenient and gives a lot of room for creativity. Besides, all of the Wix templates have a bunch of pages with demo content by default, and that can make a process of launching the store much faster, because instead of creating all of the necessary pages from scratch, we can just quickly customize them. Also, despite autosaving in Wix is turned on by default, I do recommend you to save changes manually from time to time anyway. You can do so by clicking the appropriate button in the top right. Besides, next to the Save button, you can find the Undo and Redo buttons. Feel free to use them while editing the site. By the way, the default hotkeys also work well. Okay, that was a basic set of knowledge you need to know to start editing the appearance of your online store. Now let me quickly show you with my own example how I'm doing it, so that you will be able to repeat my actions. The very first thing I would obviously like to change is the logo. As you can see, the logo in this template is designed like a button, which means it can be edited in the same way as a text element. I'm pretty okay with that, so I'm gonna just enter the name of my company here. However, in case you prefer to use an image as a logo, you can just delete the existing one and replace it with a new image element. I've prepared an image in advance, so I'm just gonna upload it and slightly adjust its placement within the header. The next thing I'd like to change is the navigation menu. First of all, I don't need all of the pages it contains now, so I'm gonna get rid of them. To do so, I press the Manage Menu button and hide all the unwanted pages. Now it looks a bit empty, so let's add some new elements to it. It might be a link to any of the site pages, an external link, an anchor, which is essentially a link that leads to any element on the same page, and also you can add a submenu title in case if you want to have a drop-down menu. Actually, I would like to add in the navigation menu links to my product categories. But since I haven't shown you how to create them yet, I'm gonna just add links to a couple of random existing pages. Also, if you want to change the design of the menu, you can press the appropriate button and choose among some ready-made presets. Besides, you can customize the design manually by pressing the button down here. For example, let's say I'd like to make the size of the menu's item bigger as well as change its font. Okay, next goes the stripe with the welcome message. First of all, I'm gonna edit its text as well as the text within the button and its design. You already know how to do that, so I'm not gonna show you how I do that in detail, not to waste your time. Then goes the stripe's background, and I'd like to replace it as well, but I don't have a decent image for that purpose. Thankfully, Wix provides a stock with a lot of images you're free to use and add to your website. For example, I'm gonna go with this one. Next, down here we have the stripe with the products gallery. First of all, I'm gonna rename it to T-shirts, since it's the most popular product category in my store and I want to show it on the homepage in the first order. Then, by clicking the Settings button, we can pick a specific product collection that we want to be displayed in this category. I'm gonna show you in detail how to manage and create collections later on this video, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. As for now, I'm just gonna pick a collection that I've created in advance. Also, by going over the rest of the tabs, you can edit the layout, design and change some other small settings of the gallery. Before going to the next stripe, we have not to forget to change the link this button leads to, since we've replaced the collection. It can be done by clicking the chain icon button above the element. As you can see, the next stripe is divided into two columns, so you can edit them separately. By the way, you can add up to 4 columns to any stripe on the Layout tab. The first column here contains a single product widget, while in the second column there is only a simple text link to a collection. You already know how to deal with these types of elements, so let me just quickly customize them without a detailed explanation. Also, I'd like to draw your attention to the fact that the second column has an animated background with a parallax effect, which can be noticed when you scroll the page up or down. You can animate any element on the page by pressing the appropriate button. There are a lot of scroll effects for every taste. Seems like I don't need the rest of the stripes I have on my homepage right now, so I'm gonna go over the zoom out mode and delete them. Also, let's say I'd like customers to visit my store, so I have to indicate where it's located on a map. Google Maps are best suited for this purpose, so I'm gonna add it to my homepage. The appropriate widgets are placed on the Contact and Forms tab. Let's say I'm gonna go with this one. Now I want to slightly adjust its height and drag it a bit down to make some room for a heading. Since I want my website to look in the single style, I'm just gonna copy the existing heading and edit it. As you can see, the heading in this template has the text and the line under him, so it's two separate elements. I want to copy them both, so I click on them with the left mouse button while holding down the Ctrl key. The editor offers us to group these elements to make it more convenient for us. Let's accept this offer. Now copy this group and paste it above the map. To change the location of your store, click the Manage Locations button and enter your address and company name. So guys, as you can see, the Wix editor is pretty intuitive, and I'm sure you will not face any problems while editing the rest of the pages of your online store after watching this tutorial. Which means we are ready now to move on to the e-commerce part and figure out how to add new products, set up payment acceptance, shipping options, and so on. All actions related to store management can be performed on the store dashboard. The fastest way to get to it from the editor is to press the My Store button on the left control panel and then press Go to Dashboard. As you can see, there are 6 steps, after going through which your store will be fully set up and ready to launch. Let's start from the very first step and add a new product. For that purpose we are gonna go over to the appropriate tab. First of all, I would like to point out that on the top right here you can import or export products as well as rearrange their order inside the collections. Then, if you want to delete, duplicate, set a visibility or add to a collection some particular product, you can tick the box next to it and perform such actions on the top panel here. As you can see, the process of managing products is pretty intuitive, so we're not gonna dwell on that. Instead, let's try to add a new one. After pressing the appropriate button, you will be asked which type of product you want to add, physical or digital one. It's pretty cool that Wix has such a feature by default, because actually there are a bunch of website builders where you have to install some additional plugins or apps if you're gonna sell digital products. Anyway, since I have a clothing store, I'm gonna choose the second option. So the very first thing we're gonna do is to add a product's image. I've prepared a nice image in advance, so I'm gonna upload it from my computer. Then, down here we're gonna fill out some basic product info, like its name and price. Also we can add a ribbon to it, which is gonna be shown at the products page and in the category as well. For example, let's mark this product as a new arrival to encourage customers to pay their attention to it. Also, by switching this toggle we can indicate that this product is on sale right now and set the amount of discount. Then, down here we have to fill out some description, like what are the features of this product, how to properly take care of it, and such other things that might be important for a customer. Now we go down to the product options. Here we can indicate if the product has any special options like size, weight, material, color or anything else. We can also indicate the current status of the product, whether we have it in stock and in what quantity. As for the subscriptions, this feature might be useful only for digital products, so we're not gonna dwell on it. After we filled in the basic product information, let's get back to the top of the page and add our product to a collection, which is essentially a product category. Of course, I'm not okay with the default collections, and I'm gonna delete all of them on the appropriate tab later on, but for now I'm just gonna create a new one. Let's call it t-shirts, for example. Also, down here we can create a discount coupon for this product, as well as edit its SEO settings. I do recommend you to add a title and description to every product, because it's vital if you want to get traffic from the search engines in the future. Anyway, I'm gonna cover SEO in detail later in this video, so for now just add these meta tags. After you finish filling in the product information, don't forget to click the Save button. Since now you know how to add new products, let's try to add a new collection. For that purpose, we're gonna go over to the Collections tab and press the appropriate button. On this page you can pick products that you want to display in the collection, as well as enter its name and upload a cover. To add a collection to the site and make it visible to customers, click this button and then you will be asked if you would like to create a new page for the collection or add it to an existing one. Let's choose the first option. So there is our new page with the collection. However, as you might notice, the product grid on this page is placed between the vertical grid lines, while on all other category pages the grid has the page width. So how can we tackle this little issue? Actually, it's not a big deal. We just have to open the settings of the products grid, go over to the layout tab, and here we can find the toggle by switching which we can stretch the grid to the full width. Besides, I've checked the other settings of the default grids, and we also have to set the maximum margins, change the image ratio, and add some spacing in order to achieve exactly the same grid appearance. And we mustn't forget to add a heading to this page. However, in this specific case, I do not recommend you to add a text element right on the page. It would be much better to add an empty stripe first and add a text directly to it. Such actions make it easier for us to adjust the heading height and also make us able to easily change the background, for example, or do some other customization things. And guys, I would like to remind you one more time that you have to check the mobile version of the page every time after some big changes, or if it's a new page like in my case. As you can see, the heading has moved out a bit, so I have to adjust it. Okay, now you know how to add new products and collections, manage the existing ones and make them display on the website. So we are ready to move on to the second step and set up payment methods. Let's go back to the dashboard and follow the appropriate link. As you can see, there are three basic options: accept payments by credit card, via PayPal or by cash. Also, there is a link down below by clicking on which you can find additional options, such as Stripe, Square and so on. You can connect any of these ways of receiving payments simply by clicking the appropriate button next to them. Connection process is pretty straightforward, so I'm not gonna show you in detail how to do that, in order not to waste your time. Instead, let's move on to setting up the shipping options. First of all, you have to indicate which regions you perform delivery to. For example, I'm not going to ship internationally, so I'm gonna switch this toggle off. Besides, you can edit the shipping rules for the domestic region by following the appropriate link. For example, we can exclude some states or choose the only one. Then down here we can select how shipping is calculated, if it's free or not, and what its price depends on, add local deliveries and pickup points and so on. I hope it's pretty clear, so I'm not gonna waste your time on setting up my shipment options. Also, I would like to draw your attention that if you do dropshipping, you can add a fulfillment service as well. So, we finished setting up the basic e-commerce functions. Let's return to the dashboard and take a look at the advanced features for online stores provided by Wix. The full list of e-commerce settings can be found on the Settings tab in the appropriate section. Since we've already dealt with payments and shipments, let's go over to the Store Tax tab and set up the list of countries where you collect tax. Wix offers two methods of tax collection, automatic and manual. Automatic tax calculation is offered through Avalara, which is a third-party service that calculates tax based on up-to-date tax rules. In order to use it, you have to go through a registration process and create an account. As for the manual method, first of all, we have to indicate the homeland of our business. For example, I'm gonna go with the United States and Florida. Then we have to enter the state tax rate and tick the boxes next to types of product it's related to. Also, you can indicate whether the tax is included in the prices of products and shipping or not. Since we've done with the taxes, let's get back to the dashboard. Under the Store Tax tab, you can see 5 tabs which actually lead to the same page. On this page you can choose if you want to automatically create invoices for orders, send emails to customers with the current status of their order, customize your checkout and do some other small things. I hope all of these settings are pretty clear and familiar to every store owner, so let's move on. On the last tab here you can edit an invoice template and customize price quotes. I'd like to point out that it's super convenient and not every website builder provides such features out of the box. So guys, now you know how to customize the appearance of your online store, add and manage products, set up payments, shipments and tax collection, and I think we're ready to go over to the final step and publish the website. You can do that by pressing the appropriate button. As you can see, right now our online store is published on a free Wix subdomain, which means we already can start sharing the link to it with anyone. However, every serious online business has to connect a custom domain. That's required to show your customers that you have a serious business, and also helps to start building brand recognition, totally necessary for SEO, and so much more. In a nutshell, your website just can't work properly without a custom domain, so we're gonna connect it right now. Press the appropriate button and you will be taken to the page where you can choose what you're gonna do. Buy a new domain directly from Wix or connect some domain name you already have. The good news is, after purchasing the Wix Premium plan, you will get a custom domain name for free for 1 year, which is quite generous of them, so you don't have to spend any additional money. Another crucial thing that every decent online store must have is a mailbox. Thankfully, Wix offers seamless integration with G Suite, which allows you to manage many G Suite applications under your personalized domain name. Personalized mailbox is totally required to make your company look professional and trustworthy. Besides, it can help to reinforce brand awareness. Once you've connected the domain and got the mailbox, it's time to take on SEO, which stands for Search Engine Optimization. SEO is vital if you want to drive free, recoverable and consistent traffic from the search engines to your online store. Frankly speaking, SEO is such a wide and huge topic that I could make a separate 3-hour video about it and still wouldn't be sure that I told you everything you need to know. Thankfully, especially for the ordinary business owners who don't want to spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to optimize their online store, Wix came up with the Wix SEO Wizard. Essentially, it's a step-by-step plan designed to help optimize your website for the search engines, even if you're a complete beginner in that field. The Wix SEO Wizard covers the best and most common SEO practices, as well as shows you how to boost your online presence by outlining weak points on your site and providing helpful tips for improvement. After you answer 3 simple questions, the wizard analyzes your website and automatically issues a personalized SEO plan with simple steps to improve your ranking and achieve acceptable results in search engine optimization in a short period of time. Once you've done with SEO, there is one more important thing you need to take care of, which is a favicon. It's a small icon that you can see on your browser tab. It's crucial to have it because it helps to personalize your site and highlight it among others. By default, all websites built on Wix have a standard Wix favicon, but you can customize it after upgrading to a premium plan and connecting your site to a custom domain, which we've already done. To change a favicon, open the Settings tab on the site's dashboard and choose the appropriate item. If you don't have a favicon yet, I do recommend you to use one of the free favicon generators that can be found around the internet. On the Settings tab you can also indicate your business information, such as a phone number, address, location and so on. It's an important action that definitely should be done before your first sale, so don't forget about it. And the last but not least thing that I would like to mention in this tutorial is analytics. Tracking code allows you to monitor your online store performance by seeing how your visitors interact with your site, giving you insight into their online behavior and helping you to optimize your online marketing strategies. If you go over to the settings and then open the marketing integrations tab, you can easily connect marketing tools like Google Analytics and Facebook Pixel to your website's code. Besides, if the represented options are not enough for you, Wix has a lot of integrations with different third-party services that are available on the Wix app market. There are hundreds of popular web apps, powerful services and amazing features to enhance your site and grow your business. Most of them are free to use and can be added to your site in just a few clicks. The apps are either third-party made or created by Wix, so you can easily customize their design to fit seamlessly into the look and feel of your site. I do recommend you to take a look at the Wix app market even if you're completely okay with your website current functionality. By the way, you can always get to the Wix app market by pressing the appropriate button on the left control panel. And that's actually all what I was going to tell you in this tutorial, so now you're ready to launch your online store and start making first sales. Also, I would like to remind you that if after watching this video you decided to create your own e-commerce website using the Wix platform, feel free to follow the link in the description down below. Also, if you found any value in this video, I would really appreciate if you hit the like button or even leave a comment, because it helps my channel to grow. Besides, I'm gonna upload much more useful videos and tutorials about website building and online marketing, so consider subscribing if you're interested in these topics. Have a nice day and see you the next time. Bye!